Hey friends! Did you know some quarters in your pocket could be worth thousands of dollars? Today, we're talking about 5 rare state quarters that look normal but are super valuable. Don't miss this, one of these coins could make you rich. Let's get started. You might look at a quarter and think, that's just a regular coin, right? Well, you're wrong. The 1999 Connecticut state quarter is actually very special, and it could be worth much more than just 25 cents. Let me show you why. In 1999, the U.S. Mint, that's where they make coins, started a cool project called the 50 State Quarters Program. They made a new quarter for each state in the U.S. and each coin has a picture that represents something important from that state. For Connecticut, the coin shows a big tree called the Charter Oak. This tree is important because, a long time ago, it helped keep a very special piece of paper safe. The tree is a symbol of the state's history, and that's why it's on the Connecticut quarter. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's cool, but isn't it just a regular quarter? Here's the secret, some of these 1999 Connecticut quarters have a mistake on them. And these mistake coins are super rare and can be worth a lot of money. So, how do these mistakes happen? When coins are made, a machine stamps the design onto the coin, but sometimes, the machine doesn't line up perfectly, and it makes the design blurry, off-center, or even missing parts. These little mistakes are what make some of these quarters so special and valuable. Instead of being worth just 25 cents, these error coins can be worth up to $4,000. Imagine that. A quarter worth $4,000. But, how can you tell if you have one of these rare mistake coins? It's easy. Just look carefully at the picture on your Connecticut quarter. If the design looks blurry, if it's crooked, not in the middle, or if part of the picture is missing, you might have one of the special coins with the mistake. That's when the coin can be worth a lot of money. Now, I know you're probably wondering, how do I know if my coin is really worth that much? Well, you don't want to spend it if you think it might be rare. If you find a coin with an error, don't spend it. Keep it safe, and maybe ask a coin expert to check it out. A coin expert is someone who knows all about coins and can tell you if it's worth a lot of money. Also, remember to keep your coin in good condition. The better it looks, the more money it could be worth. If you find a rare coin, try not to touch it too much, so it doesn't get scratched or dirty. You can keep it in a coin holder or a safe place to protect it. It's important to know that not all 1999 Connecticut quarters are worth $4,000. In fact, most of them are just regular quarters worth only 25 cents. The ones with the mistakes are the rare and valuable ones, and they are hard to find. So, if you come across one, keep it safe. Now, let's remember, not every state quarter is worth a lot of money. Most of them are just regular quarters, like the ones you use every day. But some of them, like the 1999 Connecticut state quarter with a mistake, could be worth much more. So, next time you get a Connecticut quarter, take a close look. Next up, let's talk about the 2000 South Carolina state quarter, and you won't believe this. This coin can be worth up to $9,000. Yes, $9,000 for just one quarter. Like the Connecticut quarter, the South Carolina quarter is part of the State Quarters program. That means it was made to represent South Carolina, and the coin shows 2 important things from the state, the palmetto tree and a crescent moon. These 2 symbols are famous in South Carolina's history, and they're the stars of the design on the coin. But here's the super interesting part. Some of the 2000 South Carolina quarters have a mistake that makes them really special. This mistake is called a double die error, and it happens when the design on the coin gets stamped twice, but not in the right way. Imagine if you pressed a stamp on paper twice, but it was a little off. You would see 2 pictures instead of just one. That's what happens with these quarters, and it makes them really rare and valuable. The funny thing is, when you look at one of these quarters with the double die mistake, the picture can look blurry, or you might see 2 designs right next to each other. Sometimes, the designs are so messed up that the pictures don't even look like they should. That's what makes these coins so special and worth a lot of money. Now, let's be clear, not all 2000 South Carolina quarters have this mistake. Most of them are just regular quarters that are worth 25 cents. But if you find one with the double die error, you could have a rare treasure that's worth $9,000. That's a crazy amount for just one coin, right? If you think you found one of these rare double die coins, here's what you should do: don't spend it. Keep it safe. You can show it to a coin expert or someone who knows a lot about coins. They will be able to tell you if it's really worth that much. And if you do find one, make sure to take care of it. Coins that are scratched or dirty aren't worth as much. So try not to touch it too much, and keep it in a safe place to protect it. You can even get a coin holder to make sure it stays in great condition. If you're lucky enough to find one of these special coins, you might end up with a small fortune. It's crazy to think that a quarter could be worth so much money, but that's what makes collecting coins so exciting. You never know what you might find. So, next time you get a South Carolina quarter, take a good look at it to see if you can spot any double designs or blurry pictures. Who knows? You might have just found a rare coin worth thousands of dollars. Next up is the 2002 Louisiana State Quarter, and guess what? This coin can be worth $1,000. That's right, $1,000 for just one quarter. The 2002 Louisiana Quarter is part of the State Quarters program that started in 1999. Every state in the U.S. got its own special quarter, and Louisiana's coin shows a picture of the Louisiana Purchase, which was one of the most important events in U.S. history. The Louisiana Purchase was when the United States bought a huge piece of land from France in 1803. This deal made the country much bigger, and that's why it's a big deal in American history. Now, most of the 2002 Louisiana quarters are just regular quarters, which means they're worth 25 cents. But there's a special version of this coin that can be worth much more. Some of the 2002 Louisiana quarters have a mistake that makes them rare and valuable. Here's what happened: when these coins were being made, something went wrong with the machine that stamps the design on the coin. The machine didn't line up right, and that caused the design to shift. This means the picture on the coin is not in the right place. Instead of being perfectly centered, the image looks a little off or misaligned. This is called a misaligned die error, and it makes the coin look different from the normal ones. Coins with this kind of error are really rare, and that's what makes them so special. If you find a 2002 Louisiana quarter with this misalignment, it could be worth $1,000. That's a lot more than just 25 cents. Now, not every 2002 Louisiana quarter is going to be worth $1,000. Most of them are just regular quarters. But if you happen to find one with this misaligned die error, you could have a rare coin on your hands that's worth much more. So, how do you know if you have one of these special coins? It's easy. Just look closely at the design. If the picture looks off-center or if the design seems to be shifted to one side, you might have one of these rare coins. The mistake is usually pretty obvious, so you'll be able to tell if your coin is different from the regular ones. If you find a 2002 Louisiana quarter with the error, don't just spend it. Keep it safe. You can show it to a coin expert, who can tell you how much it's worth. If it's a real rare one, you might even be able to sell it for a big price. Also, if you find one of these special coins, make sure to protect it. Don't touch it too much because the more you handle it, the more it can get scratched or dirty. You can put it in a coin holder to keep it safe and in good condition. So, keep an eye out for the 2002 Louisiana quarter, especially the ones with the misaligned die error. If you find one, you could have a rare coin that could be worth a lot of money, way more than just 25 cents. Now, let's talk about the 1999 Georgia State Quarter, a coin that's so rare, it could be worth up to $10,000. Yes, that's right, $10,000 for just one quarter. The 1999 Georgia Quarter is part of the State Quarters program, just like the Connecticut and South Carolina quarters we've already talked about. The State Quarters program started in 1999, and every state got its own special quarter. The Georgia Quarter shows a peach on it, which is a symbol of the state. Georgia is called the Peach State because it grows some of the best peaches in the United States. So, they put the peach on the coin to celebrate that. But here's where the story gets even more exciting. Not every 1999 P Georgia quarter is worth $10,000. Some of these quarters have a mistake, and that's what makes them so special and valuable. What kind of mistake are we talking about? Well, some of the 1999 P Georgia quarters were made with a misaligned die. This means the machine that presses the design onto the coin didn't line up correctly. When this happens, the picture on the coin isn't in the center like it should be. Instead, the design is off-center, or shifted to one side. You might see the peach and the words on the coin looking a little crooked or misplaced. This is a very rare error that makes the coin worth a lot more than its face value of just 25 cents. If you happen to find one of these coins, it could be worth up to $10,000. That's a huge amount of money for just one quarter. Now, let's talk about how you can spot this mistake. It's actually not too hard. When you look at the coin, check the picture of the peach. Is it in the middle of the coin? If not, then you might have one of the misaligned die error coins. The design will look off-center, like it was stamped in the wrong place. It's pretty easy to see, and if you find one, you'll definitely notice the mistake. If you think you found a rare coin, here's what you should do: don't spend it. Keep it safe. Show it to a coin expert or someone who knows a lot about coins. They can tell you if your coin is worth a lot of money. And if it is, you could sell it for a big price. It's always best to check with someone who really knows about coins, so you can be sure you're not missing out on a small fortune. Also, make sure to take care of your coin. Don't touch it too much or let it get dirty, because the more you handle it, the more it can get scratched or worn out. The better condition the coin is in, the more it will be worth. So, if you find a rare coin, keep it in a coin holder or a safe place to protect it. Now, let's be clear, not every 1999 P Georgia quarter is worth $10,000. Most of them are just regular coins that are worth 25 cents. But if you find one with the misaligned design, then you could have a rare, valuable coin that could be worth a lot more. So, what should you do next time you see a 1999 P Georgia quarter? Look closely at the design. Check to see if the peach is in the center. If it's not, you might have one of the rare, misaligned die error coins that could be worth thousands of dollars. Remember, the excitement of coin collecting is that you never know what you might find. You could be holding a rare treasure without even realizing it. And who knows, you might just find a coin that's worth more than just pocket change. It could be worth a small fortune. Now, let's talk about a really interesting coin, the 2008 D Oklahoma State Quarter. This one is worth up to $3,000. Yes, you heard that right, $3,000 for just one quarter. The 2008 D Oklahoma Quarter is part of the State Quarters program, which means it's part of a series of coins made for each U.S. state. Each state got its own special quarter, and the Oklahoma quarter shows a picture of the scissor-tailed flycatcher, which is the state bird of Oklahoma. It's a beautiful bird with a long tail, and it's an important symbol for the state. But here's the exciting part: some of these Oklahoma quarters have a mistake on them. That mistake makes them worth a lot more than just 25 cents. What happened is that some of the 2008 D Oklahoma quarters were misstruck. A misstrike happens when the machine that stamps the design on the coin doesn't do it right. In this case, the machine didn't stamp the design correctly, and part of the picture on the coin is either blurred or even missing. This means that the coin looks different from the normal ones, and that's what makes it rare and valuable. Coins with this kind of mistake are called misstruck coins, and they're highly sought after by coin collectors. If you happen to find one of these 2008 D Oklahoma quarters with the blurry or missing parts, it could be worth up to $3,000. That's a huge amount of money for just one quarter. Now, you might be wondering how to tell if you have one of these special coins. It's pretty easy to spot. When you look at the coin, check the bird on the quarter. Does the bird look blurry or is part of it missing? Is the design not stamped right? If it looks different from the normal Oklahoma quarter, you might have one of these rare misstruck coins. But here's the thing, not every 2008 D Oklahoma quarter is worth $3,000. Most of them are just regular quarters, worth only 25 cents. It's only the ones with the misstruck error that are worth a lot of money. So, if you think you found one, it's a good idea to hold on to it and check with a coin expert. They can tell you if your coin is really worth a lot. If you do have one of these special coins, make sure to keep it safe. Don't touch it too much or get it dirty. Coins in good condition are always worth more money. You can store your coin in a coin holder or a safe place to protect it from scratches or dirt. It's pretty exciting to think that a regular quarter could be worth $3,000. But if you have one with a mistake on it, you might have just found yourself a hidden treasure. The best part about coin collecting is that you never know what kind of rare coins you might find. Keep looking at your coins, and who knows, you might find a rare one that could be worth a lot more than you ever imagined. So, next time you get a 2008 D Oklahoma quarter, look closely. Check to see if the bird is blurry or if part of the design is missing. If you spot an error, you might have just found a coin worth thousands of dollars. And there you have it, 5 of the most expensive and ultra-rare US coins worth big money. Remember, when it comes to coin collecting, it's all about finding those rare and valuable errors or special editions. If you have one of these coins in your collection, don't just let them sit in your pocket change, get them appraised. You might just be sitting on a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with your fellow coin collectors. And, as always, drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you have any questions about coin collecting. Until next time, happy hunting.